It is live.
Yeah, I can see it.
See, I don't need any more power there now, do I? I've got enough power. Currently.
Yeah, looks good to me.
I'll tell him to stop after that one power gen and build me the factory.
So what factories have you got and how many?
I got one tank factory, one plane factory at the minute. Going for a second tank factory now.
Second land?
Yeah. I did tell him to build that, so that's why. So they should be streaming out now. Some engineers.
You should have, I believe, 10 power gens to support that. But if you've got a hydro, you can take 3 off, I think.
So that's 7 there and a hydro at the minute.
Yeah, so that should be enough.
So you put -4 there, that's not a stall, it's just not producing enough mass yet. I +3 now.
Yeah, it's important that you can have a negative number there so long as you've got storage still, which you have. Now it's a problem.
No, it's not a problem. Ah, the enemy bloody came and got my mass extractor. How annoying. Not the enemy, the computer.
Yeah.
Alright, so now it's a problem, right? That's a stall.
Yeah. And part of that is probably because you've got too many engineers. No, 4, that's what I'd normally set around.
Could that be an issue? Too many engineers?
Well, assisting, yeah, because the more you've got assisting, the quicker something will build.
Well, yeah, not that.
Now, are you upgrading that mass point?
Them ones, yeah.
Yeah, but you've not paused it.
No.
So, you're building both with itself and with the 4 engineers. Now, I don't do that. I pause mine and then assist with the engineers, which doesn't cost as much mass per second to do. It will take a little bit longer. So that's possibly how I'm getting a more balanced eco.
Okay. So I'm behind the computer there with mass.
So yeah, generally what I do is double click on one of my mass points. Well zoomed out, it will then select all of them that's on the screen.
Right, yeah, because that's what the other ones that I tend to. I see, didn't know that.
Click to do the upgrade.
Yeah. And then it'll go around.
Give it a second so it actually starts, pause, and then set my engineers to go and work the way around doing the upgrades. So once you've set that going, you don't then have to micromanage the upgrade.
Okay.
And plus, like I say, it will not use as much. So try pausing that mass point now.
That took it down by 2. It was -28 before.
Right. Yeah, I'm struggling to read that, but yeah. So yeah, the downside to that approach is that the bar doesn't move once you've paused it. So you won't see the progress. So you'd have to unpause it to see the jump of the bar up again.
Yeah. There we are. So I got all the mast all by pausing it. That helps. So then what I always do is send an engineer behind now. Oh god. Clicking so fast. Send an engineer behind and surround them.
Yeah.
With adjacency bonus on the Tech 2 because that gives you +9 on the mast.
Do you have template set up or not?
No.
Right, so that's another thing I have set up, which is the 4 surrounding mass storage as a template.
How do you do that?
So then you can just click and deploy it. You need to actually have it built so that you can then save it.
Okay, so when that one's done I can do it.
So when that first one's complete, yeah, we could save it and then you could use it. They are race dependent. So I've only got them really set up for UEF.
Which is fine, because I more than often just play on anyway.
And I'm assuming you do know about repeat builds on factories.
Repeat builds, yeah.
Right. Because you could just set a order up for your land factory and just tell it to repeat build that.
Yeah, I know that. What I like
Rather
to do, like just a number then. Yeah, I like to do a number then, just think when am I going to upgrade to my next factory. That's why I do that. So I like to try and gauge how many units I've got and then what I'm going to upgrade.
But you could have your build going and then just at any point cancel them and start an upgrade. I'm just thinking of things that are distracting you from perhaps being able to do other things that you don't necessarily have to do. Especially if you're building them in the same order all the time. Yeah.
That'll be because that's upgraded to Tech 2. Both of them upgraded to Tech 2 at the same time.
Yeah, don't do that.
I don't normally do that. Right, that was good anyway.
Since you're mass stalling, send an engineer and go and grab that transport.
I'm not mass stalling now, I'm back to where I was. 0.
And your energy's fluctuating.
Doesn't it always?
Well, I build energy storage. So it
how much does that energy storage cost?
yeah, it does have a cost, but it also allows you to use your recharge on your commander. So, you know, in ability to take on opposition units with.
Tech 1.
Yeah, it's just there is only Tech 1 storage. And I don't tend to bother building it as a adjacent bonus thing these days, because it doesn't really give you very much. Later game you'll have more energy than you really need, and they have a explosive damage when they get destroyed.
So how do I do that now as a template?
Right, select the 4 only, so get rid of the mass in the middle. Yeah. And where is it to click on? The spanners. Come right. There.
You won't let me do it.
Oh. No, sorry, the thing to the right of that.
That?
No.
Save template.
There.
Has that done it?
Save template. If you've clicked it once, yeah. Go grab an engineer.
Yeah. Now what?
And click on the icon above, yeah, the navy.
That?
No, above the navy. That's your templates, and you see you've got all those set up at the moment. So yeah, you click multiple times, so you probably need to clear them out, but there you go.
How do you clear them out?
Right click on one, delete.
What is that? That's something I did not know about.
So, for instance, one of the things I have set up is a Tech 2 power build, which is then a Tech 2 shield jet with a Tech 2 power on each of the sides.
Right.
So I can just plump that down and it's going to build the 4 with the shield, and yeah. When you're building templates and things, you can then build over the top of existing things. So for instance, if I build one of those power setups,
yeah,
I can then go and build a second and position it so a couple of the power gens are over ones that are already down, and they'll go red, so they won't build, but then the rest of it will.
Okay.
So you can then sort of like film a pattern of repeated. Like for instance, I've seen the start of a lot of your games, you build the same sort of thing with the factory, the power, the factory, the power, factory.
Yeah.
You could set that up as a template and then just
Drop it in.
one click, drop and go.
Yeah.
I wouldn't necessarily recommend that because I wouldn't necessarily want to use my commander to do that.
Okay.
But you seem to, so you might want to.
Good news is I'm not stalling now. Keep going minus, but not stalling.
Yep. Although you're about to.
I'm about to, because I'm about to take that to Tech 3.
I mean, you're being propped up slightly, I think, at the moment, but oh no, you're not anymore. When you say you're about to go Tech 3, what do you mean with going Tech 3?
I'm upgrading this one to Tech 3.
Right. Have you upgraded all of them to Tech 2 now?
Yes, apart from that one where you're going to go rubbing it. And apart from that one and that one where it's just surrounded, you're all surrounded. And I have the power to now do that Tech 3 upgrade. Might be wiped out while it needs overcharges.
Yeah. Benefit of overcharge. But you need power storage for that.
I have it now, which I wouldn't normally do. So that's got like plus 14445 energy, 57 mass. Pausing my factories isn't really helping there either. I like that. Thank you for your assistance on that one. That's really good.
No, it's alright. I mean, they added a thing where I think if you double click it, it will do it once it's done the Tech 3 upgrade or something.
Yeah.
But actually, you want to do it in Tech 2.
Let's get in there. I might just pause it, see how much it helps it come down.
I probably wouldn't have attempted the upgrade Tech 3 until everything was at Tech 2 and surrounded. And I probably would have only carried on doing the upgrade with 4 Tech 1 engineers assisting, so that, you know, I can still be pumping the units out. But of course everyone needs to play slightly differently, otherwise it's boring, so...
Like that. Upgrading that next one.
The other thing I've noticed you don't seem to do is assign routes.
No, not assign groups. Not assign groups.
I personally find it's quite helpful to do my engineers on like 0 through maybe 7, and that way my different ones that are doing different things can be easily accessed. So I might have 0 as my set of 4 engineers that go around doing the upgrades to the mexes,
Yeah.
and then 9 has the 4 that are going around putting the storage on, and then 8 might have my Tech 2 engineers that are doing the power and so on. Just means if you've got a lot of units in and around, you're not struggling to find your engineers and select them, and you can jump to them. So like from being clicked on your units there,
Yeah.
attacking, you don't even have to zoom back out and back in to access your engineers. You just press your hotkey assigned to the group.
Yeah. rather than having to collect them all back up.
Yeah.
See, from this moment on now, I won't suffer for. Whoa!
Boom.
Wowzer. That was a proper explosion. That's halfway. Just under halfway.
You've also not massively utilised your replay.
No, I did send an engineer off and killed one.
Yeah, but that's trees. A lot of that, which is power. So what you're struggling for still is mass, which is the rocks.
Which one? That one there.
No, well, yeah, for example. But if you look in your own base, top right corner, you've got some rocks scattered in around there that you've not taken. And similarly in the two bottom corners, they're in a sort of same place there's a load. Yeah.
Get in there and get it all.
But it's just knowing the map and knowing where those things are. And I think if you look just outside your base, the bottom left corner, there's rocks there as well. In there amongst that lot, yeah. And obviously you've lost out on a couple of things due to the computer capturing them. Well, you can take those off the computer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How'd you do that?
I'm not sure whether you can do a capture, but you could try it. And if that doesn't work, then you just send one of your units out and tell it to attack it. Force attack. And then once it's destroyed it, you just rebuild on top of it. Yeah, so get one of your tanks from the other group. Force attack. The computer's not going to get pissed off with you or do anything, so.
Now they're massive. Orange.
Yeah, so these are things that perhaps at the moment you don't really need to worry about. But early game, when you could have done with it.
Yes. I would fall out through now on those two.
Yeah, I would as well with that level of mass income. noticed you've still not turned your mini-map back on.
Why is it... Did I just capture that? I don't know how to turn it on. I turned it off because of the stream. Haiku the Amazing. I'm just playing around with learning some new jobs. Yeah, apparently I can't attack that kit.
Oh. I'm sure I've done it before.
Control it, attack, move, attack. Yeah, and having it.
Maybe they changed something on that? I don't know. I'm sure I've done it before.
It's sort of attacking it. It's not doing anything to it, but it's trying.
Are you attacking the ground next to it?
Yes.
Artillery might work doing that with the splash damage.
Yeah, it doesn't want to fire on it. Not one. Interesting. Interesting. So apart from that back to the engineering point, that one there, they're all taken. That's that way. Power's good. See, why is my mask flashing red now? Like the bar on it was flashing red, what was that about?
I didn't catch it, that.
It was like clear and then it flashed like flashing red.
See, this is the point where you actually really need to have a few more factories.
Yeah.
Or a lot more engineers that stink, the ones you've got.
Yeah, so what I was thinking with them would be... upgrade over there. Firing missiles into yellow, aren't they?
And just going back to minimap, I think your row of icons top left, left hand bottom row. Yeah. And then that should have an option there, enable, yeah.
That just shows the resource points on that moment. I don't play around with those icons enough, see? So then we upgrade that to Tech 2. And then I want to upgrade that to Tech 3 as well.
Yeah, I mean, once you've got your setup the way you like it, there's not much point in clicking in there, I don't find.
25 minutes. Let's just check it into Tech 3. It was a bit slow, isn't it? I did make a few mistakes in this, to be fair. But feels better, feels comfortable. I feel like I've learned something.
So we played that game of Setons a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
And I was the back air player, and the guy reckoned, what, 14 minutes to get to Tech 3?
Yeah. Can you do that?
And I think I just about did it in that game. I don't think I've done it since.
Usually about this time is when I am sort of getting to 3, 25 minutes-ish. See now I always have that, so sniper bot, 4 RVs in an anti-air. The sniper bot's at the front, just anything walking towards me is just going to get insta-kill.
I mean, of course, on Setons, I'm the back player. I didn't really have to bother with an awful lot of anything. Just the Tech 3.
Yeah.
So, something like this, you will obviously be late for 40 minutes because you're chucking out lots of Tech 1 and Tech 2 to start off with.
Yes.
So, 25 possibly isn't too bad.
Walking out now, which is good. It's not just being like sustainable now.
Well, like I say, you could do with actually having
more
factories because you're wasting mass. But the problem is, you are now losing power massively.
Yeah, because I need Tech 3 power, which is what I'm going to build next. And also these factory upgrades take a while, don't they?
Yes. Now, the other day when you were trying to do that, of course, you didn't have any energy storage.
No.
So at this point, you would be completely negative energy, and you'd also be hitting your massacres or your mexes would have stalled. So having that energy storage is now allowing you to bridge this deficit for a while.
Yeah, see now it's just being hammered.
So that's kind of one of the reasons for building it, because it's going to pay dividends now. So that's something to think about, and perhaps how many of those do you want to build? Because the more you've got, the more energy storage, and you often have a lot of additional energy that you're just wasting. So get it into storage, then you can use it when you're doing your Tech 3 upgrade.
See, why did it shoot down to minus and then all of a sudden shoot back up?
Because something completed?
Yeah, but I don't know what it is. The upgrade's not finished. That's interesting. Weird, that.
I mean, you are playing with AIs, maybe the energy shared, I don't know.
Right, so that factory's complete, so that will stop going into power. So then what I read online now, when I get this engineer on, I mean, it could build Tech 3 power and then surround it with Tech 2 mass pads. More efficient than building a floating gateway and then trying to get a res commander on it.
Sure, but your mass storage is full. You're chucking 109 out to God knows where. So there's absolutely no point in doing that at the moment.
No.
What you need is another factory out to be producing more units.
I want to build power and then I'll put a
Oh yeah,
production into it.
don't disagree with in the power, because the way your figures are fluctuating at the minute. It's so distracting hearing myself as I'm talking.
Now I'm going to put a bubble shield on my commander as well. I wish it build faster. I've got loads of mass and power. Just build it. It should just be instant build, shouldn't it?
That's where having build power.
Build it.
So kettles, engineering stations, basically.
Yeah.
I don't know whether you've got those or not. No, I mean the race you play.
No, we don't have them.
No.
No way I don't have those on the build stations.
So yeah, UEF and Aeon definitely have them. No, Cybran.
Set 3 gunships. Yay. Power, then a air factory, so I can get some more technical ships.
You must be frustrated to be so
So that power fluctuation, does that mean not having enough power at that point? Yep.
I'm not really sure what it's about because your bar's full.
But at least that was more smoother. Think I'm gonna rerun it. I'll see if I can't make that just a bit flatter. I wasted quite a bit of mass.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's rerun that.
It's just about getting the build order right in terms of knowing when to get the additional factories in to be able to then start putting out additional engineers or putting out additional units, and yeah.
Yeah. I'm just going to put them all AI normal. That's right. Yeah, so one thing I learned is obviously not to put my factory down where my commander is, which I were doing for ages. That helped.
just pause it a second. Right, so you know that first orange ring is your build radius?
No, I didn't know that.
Right, that's your build radius, so obviously your factory's within it, and your 3 mechs are all within it.
Yeah.
So he should be able to build all that without moving from there.
So if I did that,
yeah, although you don't want to do your mexes first, really. You want to get 2 power, 2 mexes,
power,
and then
mech,
power, mex,
power,
power, yeah, something like that.
and then build another factory, which I normally build air.
Yeah, so give him an instruction to tell him to move.
Yeah, so if I do that, then he'll move up there and then build the air.
Well, no, don't do that. Tell him to move.
Okay.
So if you press M, or use the
M.
whilst holding Shift, and now click
There.
that wherever you want him to go.
Yeah.
Just put 1 waypoint down, really, or I mean, you've done 2 now, so it doesn't matter. But it will be quicker for him to do that and do that walk.
Yeah.
And then you tell him to build than him working out where to work himself.
Okay, so then if I do that and drop it there.
Yeah. So if you think about some of the other maps we play where the mexes are slightly further apart, he will walk right up to one that's out of range to build it, won't he?
Yes, he will, yeah.
Whereas if you do that, and you're looking at it, and you can go, oh, well, he's out of range, but he's only out of range by, I don't know, 2 power gens.
Yeah.
Then click a move point that's 2 power gens worth of distance closer, then tell him to build it, and he won't walk all the way up to it.
Ah, okay.
So you're saving that build time.
Yes. Yeah, so that'll be more streamlined.
I mean, this is only stuff that I've learned, like within the last couple of weeks.
So then if I do that factory like that, and I want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I always build 6. You're actually helping me, teaching me some stuff that I didn't know about.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know until fairly recently when I watched a couple of videos and stuff.
So these engineers that are going to come out, I'm going to get them to do the furthest mass points.
Yeah. Now, you see, personally, I wouldn't have put that second factory down now. I would have got the power out probably, but not the factory, and then sent the engineer to go and get the hydrocarbon, and then built the factory afterwards.
Do you know, it's a long time. I didn't want to sound stupid by asking, but for a long time I wondered what those rings were. I know that that's the radius that can work in. I gathered that, and it's also the same for units. Obviously, they can only see that distance.
Yeah, so the different rings are for the different intels. So, those buttons we were talking about before, you can turn those rings on and off.
Oh, okay.
So your commander has a build radius, a vision radius, and an attack radius, I think.
Yeah.
Which are what the different colours are, red obviously being the attack one.
Right, so this one now, I tell to reclaim, yeah?
Yeah.
Like you said, into the corner, make sure I get all those rocks.
Yeah, so quite often what I do is I send mine off and use patrol to just get them to go round in sections to claim everything.
Yeah.
And then
That's what
when
I'm
I,
normally doing.
when I'm interested in getting specific things, I'll target and get the mass and things. So you see you've power stalled at the moment.
Yeah, I've just seen that.
So this is why I was saying I wouldn't have built the factory, because that takes quite a bit of power.
So you've done more power and then the factory.
I'd have got more power, then concentrated on the hydro, which would have given you even more power, then got the second factory probably.
So then what I tell you to do normally after that is do another factory, and I'll put the power gen just to make sure I'm okay. So our hydro's coming on
Yeah.
now.
So again, I probably wouldn't do another factory that soon, because you know you're putting mass into another factory and you've not got a lot of mass coming in. So I would consider putting that mass into getting your upgrades started on your X's.
Yeah, but I wasn't getting proper mass, was it? Because I power stalled now.
You're still minus 15 mass.
It should come back. Hopefully. That's upgraded now. Engineers to support my factories. Yeah?
Yeah, other than the fact that with your mass income at the moment, there's not much point supporting anything.
I know. Well, this guy should get me some more mass for his reclaim. And that one's nearly done, which should sort it out. I didn't tell it to do that, so why is it now building them? I didn't tell it to surround it. That's weird.
Possibly that double click I was talking about.
Oh, okay.
Although, like I said, I thought that was only at T3, but maybe they changed it. I don't know.
So what I normally tell it to do is do an attack move, or like down the side here.
Yeah, I've seen you doing that. I've never used the attack move to do the gathering.
Because I wouldn't have done that yet. Normally I would build a bit more, so I have a bit more mass. And then it's all equalised now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's... Well, your energy's fluctuating a little bit there, which I think is okay at this point.
Nothing went wrong from the units. I don't need to do that. What do I do? I'll just do that. That's so much easier. Thanks, Cap. Honestly, that's so much easier.
Now, I would suggest, since you're massively in credit on your mass, setting some of your other mex points going without the engineers assisting.
Okay.
Because you can afford to. I think hit a little bit on your power now. So maybe you can't support that.
What I'll do is I'll build another collision. Make sure.
Yeah. Get some power storage down as well, maybe.
Yeah, we'll do it.
But you're quite close to your top of your mass storage. So this is the point where I'd be like, right, well, is there anything else that I can start building? Like, you know, start the upgrades on some more of the mexes or whatever.
Yeah, so I'm upgrading obviously.
But then just
factories at the
watch
moment.
that your power doesn't totally crash and... So, I mean, one of the things, if you got a power crash then, you could have done was paused your engineer, sorry, your commander.
Yeah.
Because he's worth, I think it's like 3 engineers. So, obviously aircraft are very power intensive building, and 3 engineers worth of build power on that. You know, that's one way to very quickly try and resolve a power crash.
Yeah.
And I didn't see you with it last game, but I might have missed it.
What?
Air staging facility.
Yeah, I didn't have it last time.
I'm seeing some of your planes already flying around with low fuel.
Bingo fuel.
You do only really need 1.
Oh well, I've got a couple now.
I mean, you can put a couple down, but I'd take 1. 4 can land on a single one, don't forget.
Yeah.
It's only once you get later game that you T3s, I think it's 1 per pad. So yeah, you're about to power stall. Yeah, that's recovered. And you know, you were building T2 power, weren't you?
Yes.
So, not surprising that it was going right down, but again, having that storage allowed that build to happen without it actually stalling.
Yeah. Touch unit coming out now, nicely.
Yeah.
Minutes. So it's at this point now where I start to think, right, I could get my heavily attacked there. So we'll generally go around and put some of these down.
Yeah.
Flat.
Now you see, I don't personally bother with the static placements. I would just tell one of my factories, build a bunch of the mobile Tech 2, and then just place them in and around my base.
Okay, so now I'm waiting. Oh, look, refueling. Smell my batteries. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 power storage. How many do you normally use?
Yeah, something in that sort of region. I used to build tons, but more recently I haven't. I've just been building a couple of lines of them, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So something that probably between like 6 and 12. So yeah.
Couple of them to fly around, some more air cover. That's where everybody will be there. Computer's favourite, isn't it? Air attacks, constantly.
Yeah.
So that free. 15 minutes. Forward. Units back out of that. It's all that extra mass I haven't used. Second one's nearly to take through. 17 minutes. I don't know if this is quicker or not. It feels a bit quicker. Definitely helped me get my units in order. Third one's about to take then. Any advice now? At this point? Oh, you've gone to sleep now.
Sorry, Mag was up. You're mass stalling.
I know I'm mass stalling.
So all those engineers you've got assisting
Yes.
aren't utilising the build power properly. So there's no point in them all assisting. So you might as well drag some of them off and go and use them to actually do some reclaim and get you some more mass in, and then it'll be worthwhile. So yeah, those wrecks. The only thing is those are a bit of a distance away, so it is going to take a little time to go and get them, so how beneficial at this point it's actually going to be. But like on a different map,
Yeah.
maybe you've had to do an engineer drop at some point, so you've got a transport available. So you could then use the transport to get an engineer out there a lot quicker and... And obviously those mass points,
Yeah,
you
well,
could
whatever.
go and get.
I want it. Then that engineer's broken.
Yeah, I had some issues on this map building power the other time, but there you go.
Okay, so hopefully I'm not last one now.
No, you've got your storage
Coming
going
back,
up.
isn't it? Of course, what neither of us didn't spot it, we didn't look at the radar.
Well, I wasn't sure whether you built any last game either.
Yeah, I did have 2 last time.
Right. Cause I just watching it, it looked like you could see the whole map anyway, so I wondered whether you'd like turn Fog of War off or something for these games.
Can't see anything.
Right.
That's what gave it away then. I was like, oh.
The minimap just looks weird to me anyway. Because I don't think mine looks like that. And actually I don't even bother with one.
So why was you telling me your minimap?
Because for purposes of watching the game when you're on stream, it's nice to be able to see what else is going on.
Okay.
But I actually run split screen.
Right.
So I have my right hand half fully zoomed out. So I have big mini map.
Yeah. Should cover everything.
Yeah, power's going negative.
Yeah, well, I'm building technical power.
Build tech 3 power, that's fine.
So now I have all these engineers back.
Right. At which point you should think about all that build power that was going into those mexes isn't now going into those. Your mass is climbing.
What's that? So I didn't do one for attack bombers that one.
You've probably done them in the past and forgotten that you've done them. Yeah, so obviously those engineers can go and assist in either factories or whatever else you might be building. I mean, at the moment, the way things are looking, I wouldn't worry about getting additional factories to chuck units out, because your energy's causing your biggest problem at the moment.
Yeah, it's causing a massive problem. Get that Tech 2 power built and then we'll be alright.
Right, so yeah, now your mass has gone to nearly plus 100. Got back off with this going down.
So that power crash slowed me down.
Yeah, a little bit. And a power crash again.
Power costs so much to build.
How many Tech 2 power have you got?
Tech 2. 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, Tech 3.
Yeah, you see, for me, I would normally have probably 4 to 6 Tech 2 power
Right.
before I even consider building a Tech 3.
Well, now things are going to open up again. I've got the power.
Yeah.
And I've built another one just to be sure.
So, I think you've possibly not built enough Tech 2 power based on what you were saying then
Yeah, because I stalled
to,
that.
to maintain a good build balance when doing your Tech 3 upgrade.
Yeah.
I mean, your other option would be to build more storage.
Yeah.
So whilst you were overflowing, you were filling that up to give you the buffer to build the Tech 3.
Yeah. Let's take spy plane. So it's 26 minutes, and I didn't have this up last time, so that's an improvement. Again.
You got a Tech 3 land factory going, and
Yeah,
Tech 3 troops coming out.
Yeah, two.
Okay, so how many Tech 3 units have you got out? Land units?
About 5.
Right, so that's another issue you've got then. So they've got shields on, haven't they?
Yes, they use power.
Which use power. So you could have possibly sorted your power stall out by selecting them all and turning their shields off.
Yes. Check 2 as well, and they don't have shields. Well, they do. And I had all them set there, didn't I? So yeah, that's probably...
Especially if they're just sat somewhere not in battle. Get it off, get the Tech 3 power built, then turn them back on.
So then I would normally now, at this point, change our defense. Because now my RAS commanders are coming out, so obviously that helps. The building of mass and power. I'm going to try that trick this time. I'm going to try and do
Okay.
That's going to eat into power now, isn't it?
I'm not sure that's quite the way I'd have put them down, but
I'm sure that's how he did it when I looked at what he was doing.
well, I don't know how much the mass storage helps on that, but ultimately if I was doing it I would have the power, the 4 of them across the full length of each of the sides, and then a storage in each of the corners, so the storage was connected to 2 generators to get the maximum benefit from that. Because you've basically built 3 and then chucked 2 on the end that aren't connected to anything and else other than the single one.
Rather than that, obviously, but then you would put instead of the corner one there.
Yeah.
I get it.
And obviously, if you think the storage is going to be A, useful, or B, you want to get the benefit, then you could put another line of storage on the outer side. And of course, if you power stall at any point, you can just double click on them, select them all and turn them off.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Sweet. And that's that. So that was way quicker than I would normally do it. And that is proper sustainable technically. What I'm going to do with this one when it's done, I'm going to try that again and try and swim properly, so you'll see. 4 there. 4 there.
Yeah.
4 there. 4 there.
Just move your shield up. You can move that shield, you know,
Oh, can I?
by dragging it. The one that's down there that's causing the problem. So yeah,
I did not know that either.
yeah, you can reposition.
That's amazing. I did not know that. The amount of times I've gone, oh, bugger, I've placed it wrong.
Yeah. Obviously, once it started building, you can't. But
Yeah,
if it's later in the build queue, yeah, you can just drag and replace them. You can't change the order.
No. That's genuinely amazing. Like, changing my game of fast.
Let's hope you're not too much better. I still want to be able to beat you.
Well, this is it. I was doing all right against you guys, but not doing all this stuff. Mass is definitely better for those fast laps. Bringing them to in now.
Yeah.
So you would say what? Rolled in and that would be a good
Yeah.
So if I click off and then I just press zoom. That's
Yeah.
really cool.
Just zoom back in on your base. And click on something over there.
Yeah. So
Double tap 0.
Haha, that's so much better. Yeah, I haven't seen that. Oh man. This is like YouTube. Missed one. Whoa, what's over there? There's a lot you do, see.
You obviously have only got the 10 options to do.
Yeah.
But you can even assign it to like your buildings if you want.
That's how we do it. That's how we control everything there. That makes a whole lot of sense.
Dan, stop a second.
What?
Ra-
That's what.
rather than building that new one,
Yeah.
wait until that current one's finished,
Right.
save it as a template,
Oh yeah.
and then you can just deploy it with a template. Or leave that new lot as you've done, so it will start on it, then save the template, and then you can put the template over the top.
What I'll do is I'll reclaim that.
No, let that go.
No, it's alright. Then if I move them out of the way, because I'll move them out of the way a little bit. Do that.
Yeah.
And then he told me to do that. And then go over there, with the templates. That one. Oh yeah, there we are.
So what you can do if you hover over the template, you know, when you have the delete option,
So again, so
or click on an engineer and go to where your templates are.
yeah. I don't know why that's not.
If you hover over, if you right click, you've got, well, yeah, you've also got change icon and change name.
Yeah. Okay.
So you can actually say what it is rather than it being power gen, because it's not.
Yeah.
It's, you know, power and mass gen. So you could name it that, so that then when you hover over it, the name comes up, and you know, oh, all right, that's what that one is.
I can't read that. I can't read that.
Yes, it's put the cursor, it's flashing next to generator. So,
okay.
press backspace and you can delete and then...
Power slash.
Yeah.
And this one, storage. I actually left that actually, less storage. That was all quickly. That was so much better. You've like taught me loads.
Dan has the highest curve this time.
That's in.
Mass wasted 24. That's not bad.
Yeah, that was much better. Oh, that's it. That is game changing, Kev. Oh wow. So other than the stall at about 16 minutes in on that one, which lasted for approximately 5 minutes, and I could have switched off my shields like you said on those units that were sat there, probably would have helped. Just that, if I hadn't done that, I could probably have been Tech 3 a lot sooner.
Yeah, quite possible.
Streamline that a bit more. Interesting. That definitely felt stronger than I had been doing. And those templates, game changing.
Yeah, and of course it's very easy to do that when you've got easy AIs in there that aren't actually harassing you.
Yeah. But I was only the points that I could learn where I was going wrong with them. Equally.
Yes, I know. I'm just saying that you've got to try and maintain that. Obviously, when you've got the likes of Bill flooding troops at you, it's quite difficult.
Yeah. 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 That was good. That was so much better. I'm gonna end the stream there, but that was awesome. I'll watch that back tomorrow as well. Thanks for watching, everyone.
I'm glad I